Well then, let's see. How are we all doing? Yeah, we're playing Fruit of Grisaia today. Oh, thanks, Ed. Let's get into this one. So, I've not played Fruit of Grisaia yet. That's probably gonna be too loud. Hold on. Down. Yeah, it's nice to see you too, good. How are you doing, mate? I've not even heard, literally not heard of this game until like, didn't really never seen it. No, neither have I. To be fair, I was quite confused to why there wasn't any on there. So I thought let's give it a go because I've not played it before. So I thought we'll have a go. Also, while you're here, how do we do this? Professional, as always. There we go. I'm literally holding my mic because I haven't got a desk yet because it's not turned up yet. So here we go. Intense sunlight blazes down the roads as if to declare the arrival of summer. Ooh, damn. You're welcome. The burning asphalt radiates heat, mixing the centre of the tide to form a thick, muggy atmosphere. It's way too early for this kind of weather. When the temperature's abnormally high, you're always going to get some people who lose their heads and start acting erratically. In other words, it's only natural that the police would be on the lookout for suspicious types at times like these. It was about 10 minutes ago that I realised I'd been mistaken for one of those heat-stroke addled sorts. Okay. I guess this is all in Japanese. Name, Kazami Yuji. Address, Asasu in Yamanashi Prefecture. I am very good at Japanese, as you can tell. Sweat pouring from his forehead as he examines my license. The policeman in front of me takes a glance at the large backpack I'm carrying, then continues a background check. You came here from Yamanashi? Yes. What business do you have in this city? Why are you looking around that enormous bag? You headed anywhere in particular? I guess so. I told you this 10 minutes ago. I'm moving. This luggage is everything I own. So, what's your new address? Like I said, don't have one yet. The answer's not going to change no matter how many times you ask. You're moving? But you don't know where to. Look, what are you hiding? How about you just come clean already? Where did you come from? Where are you going? What are you planning to do there? Depending on the context, these could be fairly philosophical questions, but as far as police inquiries go, they're pretty run-of-the-mill. From this perspective, anyone wandering around without clear-cut business is, by default, a criminal of some sort. Let alone someone like me, carrying around conspicuous bulky luggage. It's as good as guaranteed that they'd stop me. It is their job, I suppose, since this little scene acts as a crime deterrent through its visibility. It's not an entirely wasted effort. But unfortunately, I don't have all day to play along. I drop a glance toward the digital watch I'm wearing around my left wrist. See, I'm one of them strange people that wear watches on my right wrist. I don't know why, it just feels more comfortable. Anyway. Sorry mate, I'm keeping someone waiting. I really can't spare any more time for hanging out with bored cops. Are you mocking me? Bored police force is proof that the city's at peace. Take it as a compliment. Well, that's good. Inexplicably taking it. Oh my god, I can't English. Inexplicably taking offence at my tone, the policeman clicks his tongue in irritation and tosses my license back. Alright then, Kazami-san. Sorry for the inconvenience, but would you mind letting me take a look at that pack you're carrying? I refuse. Why? Something you don't want me to see in there? Knife, maybe? I don't rely on blades. Policy of mine. Look, are you really telling me to unpack all this on the spot? It'll take an hour at least. 30 minutes just to take it all out, 30 minutes to stuff it back in. In that case, let's head over to the station. No reason to stand around in the sun, right? I'll get you some cold tea and we can have a nice long chat. I just told you I don't have the time. I can't accept voluntary question. And I know you can't. Just back down in this situation. But if I say I'll head over there myself later, could we wrap this up for now? That's very convenient for you, but what guarantee do I have you'll ever show? At least give me an address if you want me to agree to that. As I've explained, I'm in the middle of a move. I've vacated my old place, so I don't have an address. Then give me your parents' address, or are they homeless too? Don't have any parents, no siblings or relatives either. They're all dead. Well, that's nice. You serious? Are you sure you're not hiding something from me? This is going nowhere. Okay, so why don't we move things along? To the station, maybe. I'll call a patrol car. You just stay where you are, please. And at least let me call the person I'm supposed to be meeting. At this rate, they'll be waiting all day. That's fine, but who are you meeting? A friend? I'm not going to tell you that. Someone you can't tell me about? It's your mother. We had an appointment at a hotel tonight. What? I was keeping quiet out of the goodness of my heart. You dragged it out of me, so don't blame me when your parents get divorced and your happy home is shattered. You watch your mouth! Oh. Right, here we go. This is going to be fun at 20 to 2 in the morning. Yeah. Huh? About 30 metres away from where we're talking, someone screams. A desperate cry follows within seconds. Thief! Somebody! A woman sits collapsed on the street, stretching out a hand. Her high heels lie on the ground, knocked off her feet by the sudden fall. Just about halfway between us is a man in a flashy Hawaiian shirt, running in this direction. Shit! A cop! Although the thief flinches for a moment at the sight of the policeman's uniform, after a quick check for any convenient side streets, he barrels onward. Move it, asshole! Branching the stolen bag menacingly, his hand violently gestures out of my way. Huh? Stop! Stop right there! The cop is completely flustered. He's quite clearly unaccustomed to this sort of situation. While he's panicking, the distance between us and the thief shrinks with surprise and swiftness. Out of the way! The man runs in a straight line towards a breakthrough to freedom. I happen to be standing directly in the middle of his path. I said move, damn it! As he prepares to strike the bag, I ascertain the movement of his shoulder and arm from the first signs of motion, and hit his wrist sharply just as he begins to swing. The man's arm instantly stiffens and loses all momentum. His eyes pop wide open in shock. Ooh. Oh. I immediately grab the collar of the Hawaiian shirt he's wearing and firmly draw him toward me. Before the man can offer resistance to my pull, I smoothly reverse and use my body weight to shove against him. When pushed just as they've begun to brace themselves against being pulled, anyone except a genuine expert is going to be thrown off balance. Nice shirt. Where'd you buy it? Shock spreads across the man's face as his knees buckle against his will. I try to gain a chokehold using my grip on the neck of his shirt, but... Bastard! The man promptly draws his head back and shifts his body to the side, preventing me from landing a hold on his neck. Although I expected as much from a glance at his build, it seems like he's somewhat experienced in judo. But... in this case, he would have been better off trying a decisive tackle. Rotating around the purse snatcher in the opposite direction of his slide, I yank his right arm upward with both hands. In one movement, I've circled to his back. Ooh. Next, pull back on the opponent's wrist and elbow and pin him to the ground. It's just basic Aikido, by the way. Ow, 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 ow. Fucking asshole, get off, I'll fucking kill you. Hey now, you've got your priorities all wrong. Before worrying about me, you should kill the guy who sold you that shirt. God damn it! God damn it, kid! Perhaps unconsciously, this man's now empty right hand desperately slaps at the asphalt. While holding the thief pinned, I quickly shoot a look behind me. Don't just stand there. Yeah. policeman jerks up straight in response to my angry shout, taking a pair of handcuffs from the pouch around his waist. He runs over to restrain the criminal. The person actually seems to have resigned himself to his fate and doesn't offer any pointless resistance. He accepts his red-handed arrest for theft docilely? Docilely? We'll go with that. Then sits quietly on the ground with his head hung as the policeman radios for backup. Apparently they weren't too far off, as a siren approaches in no time. That's loud. Two policemen get out of the arriving cruiser and push the criminal into the back seat. So I'm quietly watching the scene in perfect passivity. The policeman from earlier runs over. I'm quite enjoying this. We're only 2 minutes in, but it's quite cool. Thank you for your cooperation in the arrest. I'll pass on a letter of thanks, so how about letting me move on? We can't do that, I'm afraid. If possible, we'd like to have a detailed conversation at the station regarding both this incident and the previous matter. Figured as much. Shaking my head in exasperation, I silently rebuke myself. Should have just left it alone. As a policeman pushes at my back, a glance at my wristwatch informs me that I'm already 5 minutes late for my meeting. Oh. 2011. Look, you ready to talk yet? 30 minutes have passed since I was brought to the interrogation room. Familiar as a place where criminals break into flop sweating TV dramas. Sitting on a cheap foldable pipe chair, my arms folded in perfect silence. How are we supposed to let you go if you don't respond to our questions? Are you supposed to meet someone? Shouldn't you just talk and get this over with? Instead of responding, I close my eyes, a silent statement indicating that I have absolutely no intention of opening my mouth. The detective clicks his tongue in exasperation at my attitude. Got a pretty fair idea of what he'll be doing next. If you don't have anything to hide, talk. How long do you plan on remaining silent? Sound of something being struck and an even louder attempt at intimidation. This is the point where a timid guy would be jumping in his seat with his eyes wide open, maybe staring at the floor and quivering. As for me, my eyes are still shut and my arms are still folded quietly. My mind is a total blank. I've been accustomed to adults shouting at me like this since I was a child. Fair enough. Following the threat stage, the next step would be for him to grip my hair and jolt me back and forth. I'm dealing with an official authority group here. I should get off without direct violence this time. Not to say that they won't pull out the old TV cliches and harass me by shining a desk lamp into my eyes or something of the sort. I can roughly translate the detective's sigh. Goddamn kids these days. Gently open my eyes in order to sneak a look at his disgusted face. The detective sitting in front of me seems to be challenging the Guinness World Record for the most dramatic asymmetry between the left and right sides of a human mouth. Or maybe he's just scowling. And a loud snort of laughter in response to the unexpectedly pleasant sight. The detective scratches his head violently and glares at me. Look, buddy, I don't know who you've been talking to, but playing dumb with the police isn't going to gain you anything, alright? Won't gain you anything, but you won't lose anything either, except your time. Turn my gaze at the clock on the wall of the sweatbox. An hour has already passed since the scheduled time for my meeting. How about you respond when I'm speaking to you? The detective strikes the desk with excellent comic timing. The best part is the way he knocks his ashtray off the table every time he does this. What the hell is your deal? His tone distinctively fed up, he stoops down to pick up the plastic tray off the floor. Kazami Yuji, occupation student. Yes, you've said that already many times. We looked it up. You came from Yamanashi, right? No criminal background, no traffic violations or juvenile custody records, no commendations on public record either. What kind of person has absolutely no data in the system? Your record is so clean it looks like someone's been whiting it out. Just who the hell are you? Kazami Yuji, occupation, student. What's with that? Did someone tell you to only say that line if the police caught you? Are you some sort of terrorist or what? Kazami Yuji, occupation, student. Shut up! Just shut up! Firstly it's say something, now it's shut up. Talk about hard to please. Our capricious detective scowls yet again and scratches his head, flicks a dandruff drift grandly through the air. Based on his thoroughly wrinkled suit and heavy stubble, I'd say he hasn't been home in days. Look, cut me a break here. Put yourself in my shoes for a second. Another sigh. It's enough to make me want to heave on myself. Because we both take our work seriously. Because we're going to be stuck around in circles. We sure picked up a royal pain in the ass this time. The investigation of that person-snatcher case isn't going smoothly either. Thanks so much for dropping that on our lap, by the way. Just as we roughly complete this exchange of one-sided bitterness and mutual glaring, there's a well-timed knock at the door and the sound of it being unlocked. Yes? Ah, hello, sir. Slightly plump elderly detective enters the room. Given the respectful tone of the detective I've been chatting with, it's probably a superior of some sort. It's not boring you, is it, Erd? Just like sitting here listening to me read off the screen. Is something the... Oh, well, huh? After a quick glance in my direction, the elderly detective whispers something into the younger man's ear. Before long, the younger detective turns toward me with a decidedly nonplussed expression. You're being released, it seems. Thanks for your cooperation. Why now, all of a sudden? You're asking the wrong guy. Bye. With those parting words, the young detective leaves the room. The elderly detective watches him go and then faces me with a greasy smile. Well. Sorry about all that, Kazami-san. Seems we haven't received any report on our end, and we were only just placed now in contact with your guarantor. The detective stares at me with eyes like a dead fish. Can't imagine what that looked like. As an employee of Ishigaya, if you'd simply said as much. If you'd known us from Ishigaya from the start, wouldn't you have thrown me in jail, stripped me naked and spread me down with a hose? Sprayed me down with a hose? You're quite the kidder. Did you forget that we belong to the unparalleled Sakura Damon? We're all friends here. Just to let you know, I'm nothing but a student. My work at Ishigaya is only a part-time cleaning job. Cleaning? Cleaning, is it? I see. That's well put, just as I expect from your collection of eggheads. In response to my words, the detective twists his mouth into something vaguely resembling a smile. But really now, if you'd simply informed us a little earlier about the circumstances on your end... Well, as I'm sure you know, the higher-ups are what they are. We had quite a mess there for a moment. Sarcasm drifting from every pore of his body, the detective treats me with transparently insincere courtesy. He's perfectly civil on a superficial level, but the atmosphere in here is growing increasingly unpleasant. The younger detective from before, hard ass that he was, seems infinitely preferable. Did you inquire to Ishigaya about me? Not quite. You see, we were running your name through our databases.
検索している最中に電話が鳴りまして、受話器を上げてみたら防衛省の特別の機関からの電話でして。
In the middle of the data retrieval, the phone rings. We pick up the receiver and we find a call. We have a call from the Ministry of Defence's special organisation.
うちの犬がそちらで保護されていないかと聞きましてね。
Asking us, might you be in custody of a dog of ours?
いや、驚きましたよ、実際。うちは保健所じゃありませんからね。
Well, no, that was quite the surprise. We're not running an animal shelter here, you know. Since you found my owner and confirmed that my leash is properly attached, I should be able to leave right now, right?
どうぞご自由に。ああ、そうそう。あなたが今度転入なさる学園の学園長からもこちらに連絡がありましたよ。
Yes, just as you please. Oh, that's right. We were also contacted by the principal of the school you're transferring into. So that's so.
なかなかいらっしゃらないからと近隣の署に片っ端から連絡を入れたそうですよ。
Yes, indeed. Since you haven't shown up, it seems she was putting calls into all the police stations in the area, one after the other.
おかげでうちの所長も会議の途中で電話に引っ張られたようでして、散々闇を言われたと言っておりました。
Our chief ended up getting pulled to the phone while he was in the middle of a meeting and got quite an earful, apparently. Where's my backpack?
お預かりした荷物は玄関に出してありますので、そちらで。なんでしたらうちの車でお送りしましょうか。
The luggage we've been holding onto for you is in the entranceway, which would be over that way. If you'd like, shall we send you over by car? You're not getting funds from public taxes in order to chauffeur bums like me around, are you? I'll walk. Fair enough. So that's definitely one way to move. After I emerged out the door by the old man, the young detective appears from the rear, carrying the backpack they'd taken from me earlier. This is ridiculously heavy. What the heck is in this thing? Bit of a tough question. I guess you could say my life? If that's supposed to be a gag, I'll quit your day job. That wasn't really what I was going for. Well, whatever. Ugh. Dropping the backpack next to me, the detective lets out a slight sigh. Thanks for lugging it out here. Pretty heavy, isn't it? That's not something you say to a guy who learned judo for work. We might be county? We might be country police, but we've at least got that much training. True. Guess that's natural for a policeman. Sorry. The detective smiles wryly. By the way, you're supposed to be a student at that landfill academy, right? I'm wearing the school uniform. You can see it at a glance. Feels more like you've been dressed up in it. Claps my shoulders as we pass each other. Take care, in a lot of ways. With those parting words, he heads back into the police station. Guess I don't make a convincing student yet. Wearing black slacks and a short sleeve dress shirt, as well as a blue tartan check necktie. Seems fancy. Excluding my somewhat longish hair, should be the very image of a student. Guess it's a little difficult turning into something like that all of a sudden. It's probably precisely because this is difficult that I decided to give it a try. For a while I myself didn't understand why I'd asked for this, but now I think I have a faint grasp on the reason. I wanted to become something that I couldn't understand, something that I wasn't. At the moment I've done nothing but smooth down my edges a bit. Perhaps later on I'll become a student on the inside as well. The sun that had been climbing upward earlier has now finally reached its zenith. The temperature keeps on rising and sweat oozes from my skin. I was pretty sure she picked me up, but Sensing the presence, I lower my gaze from the sun. My eyes, well accustomed to a high contrast lighting, project a human form in silhouette for only the briefest of moments before the details fade in. Who are you? Thanks for your service. A woman raising an awkward salute, grinning broadly, stands before my eyes. Spare me. I don't want to see a pose like I like there. Spare me. I don't want to see a pose like that outside the workplace. In the first place, what's with that dopey salute? The girls in bikinis on the Maritime SDF recruitment posters have a more impressive form. Jeez, and here I am. Shut up. Jeez, and here I am offering my appreciation for your sudden efforts. I don't recall contributing enough to society today to deserve any appreciation. Yes, do you mind? Thank you. Yes, I do understand that you went through a lot right off the bat, but could you not take it out on me? More importantly, she opens the door of the car, stop next to her. Get in. Accomplishing your objectives is the top priority, yes? Yeah, true enough. From Mishima Cape Police Station to National Highway number 133 southbound. We proceed to Prefectural Highway and advance further out toward the Cape. Range of slowly rotating wind turbines come into view, indicating our proximity to the sea. Oh, sea. That was quite the surprise. You didn't show up at that time we agreed, and when I call around trying to figure it out, you're predictably being a nuisance to the police. I was half convinced he collapsed somewhere given this heat. Oh, you really thought I was sick? What grounds do you have for saying that? You were trying the police station first, not the hospitals. Well, it is you we're talking about, so I figured you'd manage something if you're about to collapse. But for the record, I was worried about your safety, so maybe you could not pick up the details. Accuracy in weather forecasts and interpersonal communications make society run smoother. You're seriously not cute. Pouting again, she continues her harangue. Can you stop giving me words that I don't understand? Pouting again, she continues her harangue? I'm going with harangue. First of all, there may not be many of them, but the trains do run here. If for some reason, you walk instead. I was also surprised, walking around with a huge backpack like you were going to climb the Himalayas or something. Sorry, I hate trains. Doesn't make walking the entire way any less bizarre. What's the matter, climbing up like that? Could you not mention this to the other students? I don't want to get any funny ideas about me from the get-go. Yeah, this might well set them on guard. A real weirdo this time. Got enough of that from the police too, to last me a while. So you did get questioned. Yeah, I did. So I'm assuming that's me on the left. If he thinks that he looks like a student wearing that, I don't think you get away with that, but okay. Alright, we've arrived. This is it. The car proceeded about 500 metres along an area of reclaimed coastal land before she brought it to a stop. So that's what he meant by landfill, I see. As I'm recalling the words of the detective from before, the woman continues our conversation with a suddenly cheerful tone. What do you think? Pretty nice, isn't it? It's the absolute newest school in the vicinity. Very nice. It even looks like a school. I like the school, it looks quite nice. Although I'd heard it was a new school, its internal appearance genuinely isn't what I'd expected. Three-storey building, the pure white colour of outer walls is the only typical school-like element. However, the other aspect, more closely resembling a city office building. Okay, I guess you could say that, yeah. Does look like an office building as well. Ooh, movement. The gates to the right and left are less evocative of a school gate than a functional fence at some facility. The mounted signboard, likewise, is a utilitarian thing printed in a simple typeface rather than a hand-drawn work of calligraphy. Too many big words. I need to stop that. Come on, this is your future alma mater. What's the deep upswelling of emotion? I've only just arrived at this place. If I said I was deeply moved by the sight, it'd be a lie. She's just insulting me. You're such a dull person. Human beings are creatures of imagination, you know. I do know that. But you don't even have a name. Currently. With an exaggerated sigh, she opens her hands wide in the overblown gesture of a third-rate actor. It's newly established, so the school might not have much of an image yet, but the students are nice, normal kids, and... Okay, right, here we go. Once again, at 2:05 in the morning, this is going to be fun. No! Oh, we're not doing that again. Huh? Well, that was pretty English. Hey, where are you going? Her rigmarole is abruptly interrupted by the high-pitched shrieks of two girls. Oh. Stop that, Machina! Hey, I said stop it already! Please, have mercy! Amini, why are you running? Come play with the cute cicada. Bugs? Bugs are the worst. Oh, poor bug. Yeah, take this. Oh, God. Get away! Help me! I don't like this. This is not very good. Like the voices, I mean, I can't do them. Oh. Not for me until you choke her, Machina. Don't think I'll forget this. No snacks for you today. No way! Perfectly normal. Normal? Could you define that term? Is there a class where we chase each other around brandishing insects? That's not it. Those girls are, well, you know. I don't think I do, but it's nice to see it's a lively school. Right? Anyway, let's move on. Inside. Having apparently forgotten what she was planning to do with her outspread hand, she totters through the school gates. Her office is positioned quite... Oh, excuse me. It's burped in the middle of the stream. That's good. Her office is positioned quite near the school building's front entrance. Furniture's nicely arranged, based around an old-fashioned desk and chair. Well, don't mention desks. It doesn't come till next week. I don't even know. Actually, it comes on the 11th. Anyway, in contrast to the incongruity of the building's external appearance, this room is a textbook example of the old-fashioned principal's office. Take a seat over there. Sit on the genuine leather sofa that's one of the room's more prominent furnishings. Waiting for me to settle myself, she lowers herself into the seat across from me. Oh, right. Oh, she was a principal. Right. Oops. I'm the principal, Tachibana Chizuru. Welcome to Mihama Academy. Nice to meet you. Or would it's been a while be more appropriate, Kazami-kun? On a practical level, nice to meet you might be the better option. Yes, you're probably right. With a slight amused smile, Principal Tachibana takes out a pamphlet. Well, in your case, I'm sure you're already familiar with the basic synopsis, but just in case, I'll give you the full explanation. She flips past a couple pages of the brochure. I hadn't noticed, but her fingernails are slightly polished. This is a private academy under the management of Sakaki Academy Educational Corporation, in which students chosen from across the country gather in diligent pursuit of academic achievement. Our parent organisation is East Beach Express Railways, owners of a rail network that runs the breadth of the Kanto region. Through their support, the very best facilities and educators are brought together here. For first, Pokemon? Principal's talk shifts me to more detailed manners. Shifts to more detailed manners, not shifts me. Oh well. The East Beach Express is an enormous corporate group with its hands in real estate and large-scale retail, but its core business is the management of the rail line connecting Tokyo and Haneda Airport. Haneda? It was either of them, I think. The EBE's management is shouldered by the Sakaki family, and it is plausible that this Sakaki Academy Corporation is also administered by them directly. It's only a guess based on circumstantial evidence. There's a lack of public information on this secretive corporation's activities. The very existence of this academy isn't very well known. I didn't gain anything that could be called definitive proof from my investigations so far. You'll be entering the academy immediately as a second-year student. Your transfer will be announced during tomorrow's homeroom. After that point, you're free to decide your own course. Her fingers come to a stop, bringing her hands gently together. The principal raises her gaze from the pamphlet and meets her eyes. Her eyes? It meets my eyes. Well, I think it's an ideal environment for a normal student life, like the one you requested. I have a few questions. Go ahead. First, today's a weekday, but there's barely anyone on school grounds. What's going on? We have a hand-picked elite few. The total number of students, including you, is 6. There's only 6 people in the school. It's like a private school. Only 6? Yes. The elite few. Indeed. I include our friends of the cicadas just now. Of course. Question 2. Where am I living from today on? This is the... This is a boarding school. I'll guide you to the student dormitory later. You'll walk to school from there. A dormitory, is it? It is a dorm, but it's considerably spacious, so don't worry too much. In that case, not a problem. Anything else? Before we finish, one last thing. Alright, go ahead. Just last question only. I stare directly into her eyes. Ooh. I need to confirm the principal's intentions in bringing me here. After all said and done, is this a normal school? Principal closes her mouth. For a moment of silence, she opens it again. Yep. I swear I've literally done like 3 or 4 different voices for her. Oh well. Gentle smile. Convinced that she isn't lying to me to further some hidden self-interest. I haven't forgotten what you asked me for back then. Principal slowly stands up and walks to the window side. The athletic grounds are visible from the window. Although resembling those of a normal school, the grounds are skirted by an improbably high wall. Just like a prison. I want to enter a normal school and live as a normal student. A mere handful of students, the bizarrely extravagant facilities, the on-campus dormitory, the high wall surrounding it all, clearly indicate abnormality. But, as you yourself are aware, considering your personal circumstances, there's no place that can give you that, other than here. I guess you're right. I give you the same answers to the very end. This is a normal school. Principal turns to face me. Therefore... sorry. Finish? Cool. Oh. You finished now? Right. Therefore, you don't need to do anything here except live normally as a student. I will then make any other request of you. Understood. I wonder, can I just... No, that just restarts it, okay. Well then, I'll show you to the dorm. Is there like a... Yeah. With a nod, I rise to my feet. Whoa. Okay. On the ground outside, a gust of salty sea air kicks up a cloud of sand. This is the student dorm, including the management room. There are 11 rooms in total. Every room is equipped with its own bath, toilet and kitchen, so there should be no inconveniences in your daily life. Basic set of furniture is also provided. Oh, kitchen, I'm fucking hungry now. What are you looking around like that for? Food. The cicada pair from earlier don't seem to be around. Oh, you mean Suo-san and Irizu-san? The two of them might well still be at the school. Komini-san doesn't seem to be around either. That Komini guy a student here too? Yes, I asked her for help guiding you around the dormitory, but she doesn't seem to be around. So you don't have a minute grasp on the movements of the students, I see. I'm merely the principal of this place, after all. Merely is. Hold on a second, I'm just going to check a room. Principal walks toward the interior of the building. Left there by myself, I stare vacantly up at the ceiling. Soon having unconsciously fallen into my habit of counting the number of visible sprinklers, then roughly estimating the scale of the building. You can do that? I've never tried to do that. Calculating the time needed to gain control of the front entrance and ascertaining the location of the emergency exits. You could do that, I guess. Not that many support pillars are there. Guess that's why the ceiling's a bit low. Excuse me? Excuse me? I'm growing absorbed in analysing the building. I don't even notice a tug at my sleeve. Oh, hello. Why do you look like a maid? Why are you down there? Anyway, excuse me, can you hear my voice? So the final excuse me if many finally catches my ear. Might you... Do you want to finish? There you go. Might you be the transfer student scheduled to arrive here today by any chance? I dropped my gaze in the direction of the voice and found a girl in housemaid clothes looking up at me. Not that she's of particular diminutive height, except in comparison to a taller male like me. So either I'm really tall, or she's quite small. Or perhaps an intruder? No one's going to admit that they're an intruder if you ask them point blank. Oh, come to think of it, you're right. The scales are falling from my eyes. The maid nods several times, slowly closes her eyes, and begins to repeat my words. Why is she repeating the words? Okay. No one's going to admit they're an intruder if you ask them point blank. No one's going to admit they're an intruder if you ask them point blank. Yes, got it. Well then, let me change the question. Are you not an intruder? Flexible thinking isn't your strong suit, clearly. I'm sorry? No, never mind. So, what does a maid want with me? Well, as I said, I'm attempting to determine whether you're a suspicious character. This will be the second time today I've heard that pickup line. That is truly impressive. As I was saying, are you a non-suspicious character? You're a lot tougher than you look, maid. Ooh. Ah, Kamini-san. Perfect timing. This is Kazumi-kun, the student who's just transferred in. At this point, having noticed our voices, the principal calls out to the girl. Seems this maid was coming in all along. So you were the transfer student all along. I see. And Kazami Yuji, good to meet you. Yes. Yes, the pleasure's all mine. I don't think you introduce yourself. Ah, pardon me. My name is Sachi. It's a pleasure to meet you. And this time, it's nothing but the first name. I had this well earlier with the other two, but you've certainly gathered some unique elites here. Fostering the individuality of students is the responsibility of any school. Do you mean that she's a student too? She's the first year? Kamini-san is her first year at this academy. Did she look old enough to be in front of the blackboard to you? It's not really my point of confusion here. My uniform creates certain preconceptions. For example, if I see a girl wearing bunny ears in a bar, don't ask what she's done with a Bible. Ah, right. Kamini-san does wear a maid uniform more often than not. That's not an explanation. True enough. Well then, Kamini-san, please explain. Certainly. As I've been entrusted with the pointless? As I've been entrusted with the position of class representative, I frequently respond to our teachers' requests for assistance to fulfill minor chores. From "you're kind of like a maid," a certain conversation eventually shifted to "why don't you try on a maid uniform?" Finally, now that you've actually put it on, it really suits you, so you should wear it when you can. It does suit her, to be fair. According to that suggestion, I attempt to wear maid clothes whenever it's possible for me to do so. Fair enough. I see, you're a devoted one. The fallen bunny girl sister could learn a thing or two from you. Yes, thank you very much. Wasn't really intending for that to be a compliment, but there's no point in telling her that. So, from this point, please let her guide you. It should be easy to get to know each other that way. No objections. Well then, Kamini-san, I leave the rest to you. Certainly. Well then, let's begin with a tour of the first floor. Yeah, if you would. The maid slowly begins to walk, but quickly comes to a stop in front of the management room. Stop there. She's staring at me with an expression that clearly indicates she has something to say. What's wrong? You need something? Well, I forgot to inquire as to how you prefer me to address you. To think of it, you're right. I'm sorry. Well, you can call me whatever you want. In that case, would it be acceptable if I addressed you as Yukon? We've gotten pretty familiar We've gotten pretty familiar all of a sudden. We've got there eventually. Then, would Kazami-san be more to your liking? Sure. Anyway, I'll call you Sachi. Sachi? My bad. Would Sachi-man be better? No, I'm quite alright with Sachi. Her expression didn't change in the slightest, but her eyes at that moment she spoke those words had a strange forcefulness. That's so. Alright, Sachi, best regards and all that. Yes. Hey. Just from her smile, it seems she doesn't dislike being called Sachi. Let's get right to it. The room nearest to the entrance will belong to you, Kazami-san. The only place seems to say it's the management room, though. According to what I heard from Principal Tachibana, the idea was that you might serve as the superintendent of the dormitory while living in this room. In other words, she wants me to play the prison guard. Well, at the very least, 3 out of the 6 students live in this dorm are females. Exactly. Positives. It would probably be prudent to have a room as far as possible from theirs to avoid potential trouble. Why have I done her voice for me? Probably be prudent to have a room as far as possible from theirs to avoid potential trouble. There we go. Mind if I take a look inside? Of course, this is the key to the room. Feel free. Oh, it's a nice room. I like that. Oh, but he's got a desk. He's got a desk. I don't have one. When I open the door, the key she hands me, a prominently placed set of kitchen and household goods catches my eye. It seems to be in good shape, and I can confirm with a glance that the room itself would be a more than adequate living environment given my needs. One fire alarm and 2 sprinklers are installed in every room in the dorm. Got it. She seems to have guessed my thoughts from the direction of my gaze. There'll be a walk-in closet with a floor space of about 2.5 square meters. As a little test, I focus my eyes on a different point of interest, and she provides an explanation in the same way. Although she's a little off in some departments, she seems to be pretty sharp in other respects. I see. Looks like there won't be any problems. As I speak, I twist the faucet over the sink. Was someone using this room before I came? No, I'm certain it was unoccupied for at least 4 months. Well, that's pretty clear, considering. Well, the building itself is quite new. Before you arrived, this room was occasionally used as something of a storehouse, so it's possible someone used the water recently. I myself would sometimes fill the water bucket here while cleaning. I see. I twist the faucet to stop the water, drop the luggage I've been carrying on the spot, and promptly leave the room. Next, this open space just inside the entrance is something of a common area for all of us. Standard student dorm community space, is it? Yes, in particular, Maki-chan and Amane-san spend a lot of time in here. That's so. Though I haven't heard those names before, they must be the other students. Also, this door next to yours leads to the boiler room. The stairs are opposite. It's just out as her room, okay. And further on there are 4 rooms, of which the 3rd room next to the stairs is mine. I know there are 11 rooms in total. Any reason why you picked the one on the 1st floor? Well, as you know, my name is Sachi. Apparently that sort of rhymes with room 3. Sachi, room 3. Sort of. And so I was encouraged to... I get the idea. I had to think about that, it sort of does. This is the 2nd floor. This floor contains only personal rooms, with the exception of myself. All the students live here. Which would mean that 2 of these are vacant. Yes, room 7 and room 9 are currently unoccupied. Unoccupied. The 3rd floor is structured as a bathhouse designed around this grand bathroom. Ooh, bathroom. On the other side of the stairs is a laundry room, and space reserved for clothes drying racks, so please use them when necessary. If doing laundry is problematic for you, please inform me and I'll be happy to take care of it on your behalf. Well, you're not doing me work for me. Wouldn't taking care of someone else's chores be a nuisance? Yeah, exactly. Totally natural for the class representative. Alright, I'll keep that offer in mind. I wouldn't do that, but that's just me personally. Please do. There's no reason to refuse outright when the offer's delivered with such an earnest smile. She has got a nice smile, to be fair, Sachi. By the way, can we use this grand bathroom as we please? Yes, it's maintained periodically by a specialised contractor, so excluding cleaning, it's available 24 hours a day. Oh, that's good. However, as there's no separate space for male and female bathing, I would ask you to leave this note on the entrance when you enter. As she speaks, she hands me a card that reads, "In use, male bathing." Aww. Sure, I think I might take advantage of it pretty often. The view up here is pretty nice. It is indeed. There aren't any tall buildings beside the schoolhouse in the area, and the window glass is 75% transparent, so it's possible to watch the sun setting into the sea. An ocean view, huh? Not bad. If you'd like, you can give it a try right now. With you watching? Oh, okay. As she speaks, I notice that she's already holding the towel and a change of clothes in her hand. You're pretty well prepared. Most people who see this grand bath are struck by the urge to give it an immediate try. So yeah, she's not wrong, I would. I see. The fruit of your experience, is it? What's wrong? Instead of a change of clothes for you, I seem to have accidentally brought my own. If to demonstrate, female underwear slips out from among the clothes in Sachi's hand. Is this a declaration that you want to bathe together? No, that wasn't my intention. I apologise. I don't think there's anything to apologise for. Thank you. Well then, this concludes the tour of the dormitory. Do you have any questions? Let's see. Can I ask something about something other than the dorm? If it's something in my power to answer, then in that case, I'd say your three sizes, Sachi. Yes, starting from the top, 82, 56, 85, 85? God, I am illiterate. Yeah, starting from the top, 82, 56, 83. At the moment, is there a specific man you're going out of? No, there is not. You experienced with men to date? None to speak of. I'm the one who asked you these questions. Answering this so politely, would that be because you're the class representative? A class representing a class rep to the degree they are of assistance to others. Honourable devotion to customer service. Thank you very much. Are there any other questions? Nothing comes to mind. Very well. We got a phone in the room? Oh yes! If there's anything else you'd like to know, please dial 3 on the intercom telephone in your room. It'll connect to my room. Got it. In that case, please excuse me for now. With that note of farewell, Sachi bows like a genuine housemaid and starts to turn away. Sachi? Yes? Thanks for the tour, I really appreciate it. Of course. Class representative these days seems to be a surprisingly tough-willed breed. Do we keep going? Nah, we'll leave it here. This is interesting. Ooh. Nice little sound, I did it again. So yeah, this has been interesting. I've not had much experience with visual novels of the sort. The only one that I've actually played is DDLZ. and I've played Fruits of the Literature Club by American Eagle, which is why I've decided to buy and play this. So, thoughts on what I've read so far? It's quite good. I can see where Eagle got the inspiration from for Fruits of the Literature Club. But yeah, this has actually been quite enjoyable. So yeah, as you can tell, I'm not used to ending streams. But, so thanks for watching this first stream on the Fruit of Grisaia. Yeah, so I'm gonna plan to stream it probably tomorrow, like around the same time that I did tonight. So yeah, thank you for watching, and this is Tethis, and I will see you hopefully in another stream.